Today I'm going to cover polynomial long division. This is a section that many of my students in Algebra 2 have trouble with. I'm going to give you a few problems starting with some easy ones and then more difficult ones. If you need a refresher in long division, I do have a video that you can click on the link below. So let's start with this example. First, to solve our long division, we're going to look at the divisor and the dividend. The dividend is in this section here. Okay, we're going to divide x squared by the x in our divisor. So x squared divided by x gives you x. We're going to put this x in our quotient. Next, we need to multiply. So we're going to multiply the orange x, which is now quotient, by the x in our divisor. So x times x gives us x squared. X times 5 gives us 5x. Next, we need to subtract. So when we subtract from the blue line, we have to change all our signs. So x squared minus x squared gives us 0. 3x minus 5x gives us x. And we're going to bring down the negative 1. Then we're going to divide again. Now we're going to look at this to divide, which is our negative 2x, and divide that by our x in our divisor. That gives us negative 2. I'm going to write my negative 2 up in the quotient. So this negative 2 goes up here, and the x from there went there. Okay. Now I'm going to multiply again. So I'm going to take this negative 2 in my quotient, multiply it by the x here. So negative 2 times x gives you negative 2x. Negative 2 times 5 gives you negative 10. Then we're going to subtract. So I'm going to go ahead and put a negative there. So this becomes a positive. That becomes a positive. So negative 2x plus 2x gives me 0. Negative 1 plus 10 gives me 9. That's my remainder. So my final solution will be written as x minus 2 plus 9, which is my remainder, over the divisor, which is x plus 5. That's how we solve polynomial long division. Okay, so let's try this example. So we're going to do 4x squared, but there's no x, so I need to have a little placeholder there. I'm going to put 0x minus 1. It keeps our work easier to keep track of. Okay? It's not necessary, but highly recommended. And divided by 2x minus 1. Okay, now we're going to divide. So I'm going to take my 4x squared in the dividend, divide by 2x in my divisor. So I get 4 divided by 2 is 2. X squared divided by x is x. I'm going to put that in my quotient. Then I'm going to multiply. So I'm going to take my 2x in my quotient, multiply it by my divisor. So 2x times 2x gives me 4x squared. 2x times negative 1 gives me negative 2x. Then I'm going to subtract. So I'm going to put a negative on the outside of my expression. So this becomes a minus, and this becomes a little plus. Okay, so 4x squared minus 4x, that gives me 0. 0x plus 2x gives me 2x. Okay, and we're going to bring down that negative 1. Now we're going to divide again. So we're going to take the 2x from here, divide by the 2x in our divisor. That gives me 1. So I'm going to put my 1 in my quotient. That goes there. Okay. Now I'm going to multiply again. So I'm going to take 1 times 2x gives me 2x. 1 times negative 1 gives me negative 1. I'm going to subtract. And in this case, so that becomes a minus and that becomes a plus. And in this case, it turns out that there is no remainder. So our answer is 2x plus 1. Now, as a side note, I want you to take note that long division is not the best way to solve this particular question. As you can see, the numerator is actually can be factorized using the difference of two squares. We can write it as 2x plus 1, 2x minus 1. Divide by 2x minus 1. And these two can cancel out, which gives us 2x plus 1, which is what from the long division. Okay, now let's try this one. You can see, if you know this, I've added a 0x here to make it easier on myself. So we're going to start by dividing. We're going to divide 8x cubed by 2x. So I'm going to write 8x cubed divide by 2x, which is in my divisor. So I have 8 divided by 2 is 4. X cubed divided by x is x squared. I'm going to put that in my quotient. Okay, next I'm going to multiply. So I'm going to use my 4x squared times 2x. So 4x squared times 2x gives me 8x cubed. Now remember, you always want to get it such that you're getting rid of your first term that you worked with. So I have my 8x cubed, and then 4x squared times negative 1 gives me negative 4x squared. Then I'm going to subtract. So I'm going to put a minus on the outside. So all my signs on the inside will change. So 8x cubed minus 8x cubed gives me 0. 2x squared plus 4x squared gives me 6x squared. I'm going to bring down my 0x. Okay, now we're going to multiply again. Divide. So let's divide again. Going to use my 6x squared. Divide by the 2x, which is in my divisor here. That gives me 6 divided by 2 is 3. X squared divided by x gives me x. I'm going to put it up in my, okay, so this went up here. Now, we're going to multiply. So we're going to 3x times 2x gives me 6x. Again, 6x squared. We're happy because these are going to cancel out when we subtract. 3x times negative 1 gives me negative 3x. Okay, then we're going to subtract. So minus This is going to change on the inside. 6x squared minus 6x squared gives me 0. 0x plus 3x gives me 3x. And I'm going to bring down my plus 1. Then now this final step is a little bit different because we have 3x here and 2x there. It doesn't divide nicely, so we're going to put a 1 here and do 1 times 2x gives me 2x. 1 times negative 1 gives me negative 1. Then we're going to subtract. So put a negative on the outside and the signs change on the inside. So 3 minus 2x, 3x minus 2x gives you x. 1 plus 1 gives me 2. So our remainder is 2. So our final solution is 4x squared plus 3x plus 1 with a remainder of x plus 2 over 2, which is divisor. In my next video, I'm going to cover synthetic division, which you should find a lot easier than long division. If you like this video, please like and subscribe to my channel. I have notes for this section available for sale, and I also offer tutoring services. Please visit my links down below. Thank you, and I hope you found this helpful.